Hi, I'm Will.
I'm Norm.
Norm, we are here at E3 2012.
And we just played with the new Wii U from Nintendo.
We played a lot of Wii U games.
This is a new console coming out this holiday season. It's a follow-up to the Wii, and the big change, obviously, is the controller.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of control options. The one everybody's talking about is the one with the big touchscreen. So it is like a wide gamepad, dual analog sticks.
Which is new this year.
That is. The prototype last year only had one analog stick. It has a Nintendo-style D-pad, the Plus, 4 digital buttons on the front, a couple of triggers, cameras, accelerometers, gyroscope, all the kind of stuff you expect to see in like a smartphone.
Yeah, or tablet.
Or a tablet.
But it's primarily a controller for the Wii U.
And it's a dumb terminal controller, so it doesn't show up. It doesn't have logic, it doesn't have rendering software on its own. It's piping across, I guess, Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or something.
They haven't said what
spec it uses.
Yes, but it is wirelessly getting graphics from the Wii U console.
Exactly. I believe that you can run 2 of them on the device now. That's a new addition as well. And then the rest of the controllers for the other people playing games are Wii Motion Plus controllers that are just like the Wii Motion Plus controllers you're using today. They don't have the ones with the condom, obviously, but you know they have the built-in, just like you used to play Skyward Sword. And you can use your backwards compatible. Your old controllers are forwards compatible with the Wii U, which is really nice.
So one of the basic things you can do if you're playing a single-player game is you can transfer the game from the big TV screen to the new Wii U controller.
So if my wife wants to watch America's Next Top Model, I can be playing New Super Mario Brothers Wii U on the screen on the pad, which actually worked surprisingly well. Yeah, there's several games where you kind of have focus on the TV and then look down and then have focus on the screen and then look up. That was pretty neat. It seems like they've also done some work on the touchscreen. I think it's not a multi-touch screen still. You can use a stylus. It seems much more responsive to thumb and fingers.
Oh yeah, I don't know if it's resistive or capacitive, but the feeling on it made me feel like it was capacitive.
It felt much better.
Yeah, it felt really, really good. And the screen 16:9 on the Wii U controller, it looks decent. I mean, I don't know if it's 720p, it probably is scaled up, but at least the graphics look good on that.
And one of the interesting things about having 2 different kinds of controllers is that you have a very asynchronous gameplay.
Yeah, so let's talk about the games.
Yeah, the first thing we played was Nintendo Land. It's maybe a pack-in game, we don't know, but it's a large mini-game collection. I think there's 12 mini-games. We got to play 3 of them, I think, today. I started out playing a Zelda-themed mini-game. It wasn't very good. It was kind of slow, a little bit boring. I don't know.
Did you use a controller?
It was asynchronous. So one person had a bow and arrow, and they were using the controller, and everybody else was using a Wiimote and kind of aiming and slashing a sword.
A bow, you say?
One person had a bow. One person had a bow. A bow. And everybody else was using the controller slash and shield. The pace seemed a little bit slow for me. It seemed like that was maybe a little more of a kid-friendly title. The next thing we played, though, you played
Donkey Kong. Yeah, and this felt just like a tablet game. Almost a game that you play with the iPad. You held the Wii U controller, you can look on the screen as a zoomed in.
It was like a maze, right?
Yeah, and you move a cart and you got to balance. It was one of those physics balance games where the more you turn the controller, the faster your cart rolls, and then you also use the triggers to activate different ramps and
was it fun?
I think it was okay. It's a game that I could play on the iPad. I didn't think it was anything special to the Wii U. But then the last game we played...
The last game was awesome.
From Nintendo Land is Luigi's Mansion.
It's Luigi's Ghost Mansion.
Got it.
What it is it's like the Chase Me demo from last year, where the person with the gamepad plays as the ghost. Everybody else is using normal Wii remotes, and they have to chase and capture the ghost.
By shining flashlights on the ghost. And the ghost is hidden to everyone watching the big screen, except for you when you're playing with the Wii U controller, and you're playing as a ghost. You can see where you are.
So it's very satisfying. The way that the people who can't see the ghost, the way the chasers find the ghost is it rumbles when the Wiimote rumbles when you're near the ghost. So you have to kind of yell out where you are, where you feel the rumble, chase that down, shine the light, and hopefully trap them in one room where you can then, kill them with flashlights.
That was very fun.
It's trying to eat people. I ate you at like 3 seconds into the first round. It was shameful, Norm. Shameful.
What other games did you play?
So then after that, I went over and saw Pikmin.
Okay.
Pikmin 3.
Yes.
The last Pikmin game, I love these games. The last one was on GameCube. And it feels very similar to the previous Pikmin games. Basically, you play a space guy, Oliver, something like, I don't know, he's very cute. And then you instruct your Pikmin, your army of Pikmin, to go do things for you, do your bidding. It uses the pointer on the motion controller, not the touchpad. So you actually end up with a very mouse and keyboard kind of feel in that game. It's quite good.
Next game I played was Wario, and it's not WarioWare in that it's micro games. There's actually mini games. There are 4 games demoed here. 3 of them were single player. One game was a camera shutter game, so you use the new Wii U controller kind of as like a shutter, so it's not silent.
Hold it up in front of you?
You hold it up in front of you as a camera to point at the big screen to zoom in and take pictures. Very sensitive accelerometer, so if you tilt the controller just a little bit, your camera's not going to be in focus, or you're not going to get the person you want to take a picture of in frame. I thought that it really demonstrated that the accelerometer was good sensitivity.
The gyroscope as well, yeah.
The gyroscope, but you also need really good calibration. So if you're not sitting at the right distance away from the TV, you're not going to get a really good one-to-one, camera shutter image, viewfinder image of what you see on the big screen. I thought it was fun though. The other game was an arrow shooting game. You're shooting arrows with, again, a bow. Demonstrated that you really need good calibration with the Wii U controller with the big screen. Otherwise, you could be pointing off screen to really point at something on screen.
So the next game I played was the Wii Fit game.
Okay.
Basically uses the same Wii Fit pad that you've had before, the balance board, I think they call it. And I played a couple of games. The first was one where I played a waiter who was bringing dessert to people around a banquet hall, and it was really ridiculous because I'm holding the Wii Fit controller, and then I'm kind of jogging around on the balance board and trying to balance the cupcakes and delectable treats as much as I can while going as quickly as possible, and then going back and getting more treats and whacking into people, and it was silly, but I mean, I
masking some type of yoga fitness with a mini game.
I was slightly damp afterwards. The next game was brutal in the Wii Fit, though. It's a luge. You basically sit down on the balance board and
butt on board,
and keep your feet and your head in the air. And the further back you get, the faster you go. So you end up feeling incredible core burn. About, if you're me, maybe 3 seconds after you sit down. I was already a little sore by the time my ass was on the board.
Any easy way to cheat through this?
No, well, I mean, you could put your elbows back, put your feet on the ground, but then you go really slow. So I'm sure there's a way to game this, but if you do it honestly, then you'll really put some. I mean, I wouldn't have quite as much belly if I was luging every day, and you look absolutely ridiculous. So that's fun too.
So of course, with every Nintendo console, there's got to be a Mario game, and there is
a Nintendo brand. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, new Super Mario U, Wii U, me,
what?
and this
one.
Is it
about you or me?
It's about both of us.
Okay, cool.
You're Mario, I'm Luigi. And for this game, you can play 4 players on screen, but with the Wii U controller, you tap on the screen for assist mode.
Now, they said this is assist mode, because the idea is that as you're getting ready to fall, your buddy taps the screen and puts a block underneath you.
So we played this separately. I have a feeling we both did the same thing.
I was a dick.
Yeah, we got a dick. Yeah, this is trolling. Super troll.
Yeah.
Mario's going to jump in the air, put the block right in front of him, he falls in the hole.
If we're playing with Gary and another person, those other 2 people are going to be trying to kill us.
So this was a game where it demonstrated the latency between the controller, because you have to really time it well.
Did you notice latency?
I noticed no latency.
Neither did I.
But when you touch it, when you touch the screen to create a block for Mario to jump on, very frequently, even if I was trying to help Mario, you can't control how they jump.
No.
The timing is so important. You more often than not block Mario.
You need to be very conservative.
Yeah.
You can also make block joins. You can tap on enemies if they're having trouble getting by a certain guy. You can kind of stun them and then make it easy to go out.
Yep.
I thought it was pretty fun. I'm always down for a new Super Mario Brothers game. Those are usually really good. I'm looking forward to it. There's a squirrel suit now too.
Awesome.
So you can kind of swoop and glide.
So next, you played Rayman, with not the Wii U controller.
Well, I played with both.
Okay.
It's another platformer. It's Rayman's Origin came out last year. This is a sequel, Rayman Legends. There's an asynchronous gameplay mode where the person with the controller plays as Rayman, and is bouncing through the level. It's a pretty challenging platformer. And what they do is they use a secondary controller with kind of a helper guy that flies around. It's kind of like the thing in Super Mario Galaxy where you could wave the controller and make coins spark out and all that stuff. Very similar to that, but much more active, much more to do. You're pulling stuff up, pulling stuff down. You couldn't actually progress through these levels without having 2 people playing at once. And there's some neat things where they shift from touch mode to gyroscope mode, where you're rotating a vertical maze and things like that. It was quite entertaining. I really liked it. I'm looking forward to playing that.
And the new controller?
So the new gamepad is very much like an Xbox gamepad. You know,
Okay.
I know that's super reductive
Yeah.
and easy to say, but it is the normal layout.
It's what you'll be
2
playing.
analog sticks, D-pad, 4 buttons, 2 triggers on each side.
Assassin's Creed, Batman.
It's a core game device.
Okay.
The ones that we were using up there felt a little bit light. I think they're wired controllers rather than wireless.
Okay.
But you know, it's something that I could see sitting in my hand for hours on end. I still like the GameCube controller better.
And finally,
Favorite.
I played Scribblenauts Unlimited, which I
I
think
love
is my
Scribblenauts.
most favorite game from Nintendo Wii U. It's Scribblenauts, but instead of collecting stars, you're completing missions for people in a map. So there are 41 maps in this game, and you wander around this big world. You can pan with the controller, you can use the Wii U screen, and as Max, I think Max is his name.
Max.
Right? Max, right?
Max.
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 You go and help people in this world. So you know, some dude needs to smell truffles and he needs pets to find his truffles, or someone needs to chop down a tree, and so you create items using the Wii U controller, typing in the characters to give them objects. And so it's not collecting stars, it's helping other people in the game, which is cool. And then you also can create objects. So that is super
Wait,
cool.
what?
Yeah,
So
you
I can
start
make
off.
all the pornographic objects that are normally in the game?
Start off with any object you want, any base object. I start off with the robot,
Okay.
and you can change
I like the
any of its
robot.
attributes. Can it be set on
Can I
fire?
make it made of flesh?
You can make it made of flesh. You can make it explode when it touches water. You can
Okay.
give it, 800
iPhone
XP.
bot.
Yeah, you can create any object you want, rename it, and then cast that object in the game.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Scribblenauts
I can't wait to
Unlimited.
play that. So, big takeaways from Wii U. The asynchronous stuff, it seems like it's going to be the typical Nintendo path where you a lot of games are going to come out the first year, some are going to be good, some are going to be awesome, and it'll take a while before developers really know what to use that second screen for.
I think
it's a little weird to look up and down.
For a lot of people who right now sit at home with their iPads, and that's all they play every night, 2 hours of an iOS game, I could see them holding a Wii U controller and playing 2 hours of something
Being
instead.
able to sit in the room with my wife and play Super Mario Brothers or Zelda or whatever on the screen on the device, that's very exciting to me.
The asynchronous gameplay stuff is the most fun that we've had, but it also calls attention to the fact that you need friends.
I don't have friends.
Now,
anymore.
people who live alone, no fun with the Wii
I live
U.
with a lot of people.
Oh, good. I can have fun with the Wii U.
Oh, very good. So that'll do it for us at the Nintendo booth at E3 2012. Norm?
The Wii U comes out later this year. We don't know anything about pricing. These are all games that might come around holiday.
They could be out next year. We don't even know. But I'm looking forward to it. For Tested, I'm Will.
I'm Norm.
See you guys later.
Bye.